You ever pull up to your own property expecting peace and end up finding a circus one you never invited? That's how my story starts. I'm talking tents everywhere, strangers tramping across land my parents left me, people I've never seen in my life laughing like they own the place. And right in the thick of it, there's this woman, this self-proclaimed queen bee, Miranda Walsh, screaming at me, "These are my guests, and you have no right to be here." Yeah, that happened. The punchline: she calls the cops on me, the actual owner, on my own damn land. Let me back up a sec. I've been busting my tail at a software gig in the city, running on fumes, missing the quiet I'd only ever found at my family's old lake house. My parents built their dreams there, a little garden by the water, cookouts on summer nights, laughter that seemed to hang in the air. After they passed, I held on. Never sold it. Couldn't. It was all I had left that felt like home. So finally, after years telling myself one day, I pull up on a Friday car packed with tools and hope, picturing the sanctuary I remembered. Instead, I get slammed in the face with a cacophony, music blaring, kids running wild, the kind of chaos that makes your blood run cold when it shouldn't even be there. I follow the gravel drive with my heart thumping, and what I see, honestly, I don't know if I'll ever forget. My mother's garden gone. Roses, daffodils, her hydrangeas all trampled. Tire tracks where her flowers were. Bits of those little wooden chairs she used to sit in for her morning coffee just scattered and broken in the mud. I picked up a piece, whispered, "I'm home, Mom, but someone's stolen our sanctuary," and just about lost it right there. But past the garden, it only got worse. My lakefront, my place, looked like a music festival after a tornado. 15, maybe 20 tents sagging, some almost sliding into the water. RVs parked like someone had spun the world's worst wheel of fortune and landed on Wreck Ethan's life. Trash piled up, beer stinking in the humidity. I stood there numb until I spotted her Miranda. Gray hair, white polo with HOA president stitched like it was a badge, carrying a little cash box and moving like she owned the world. I watched her strut over to a young couple and say, "Real smooth, $30 for the night. Cash only, quiet hours start at 10. This is a family-friendly community space." They forked over the cash. She pocketed it with the kind of confidence you don't get unless you're used to getting away with it. Then some guy calls out, "Miranda, didn't this used to be private?" She just laughs, waving off the past. That's ancient history. HOA owns it now. Some folks have old paperwork, but that's not how it works anymore. I run this for the good of everyone. You know what I mean? My anger was boiling, but I held back. Maybe it was shock. Maybe it was just years in tech teaching me never to go in guns blazing when you don't know the code behind the system. I backed off, documented everything, plates, transactions, the whole illegal circus she'd set up. That night I drove back to the city with a broken chair leg, riding shotgun, and a knot in my gut. But by the time I hit city traffic, anger had given way to something sharper: determination. Miranda had picked the wrong property and the wrong guy. I wasn't going to storm and shout or play by her rules. No, I'd let her arrogance hang herself. Next morning, called in sick, drove straight back and set up surveillance. Drone footage showed the whole mess: tire tracks, garbage, even some gross environmental violations that made my skin crawl. I caught Miranda collecting cash, running her operation like a pro. Then I introduced myself to the Rodriguez couple next door, Thomas and Susan, older kind, the sort who keep their yard immaculate. The second I told them who I was, their relief told me everything. "You need to be careful," Susan whispered. "Miranda fined someone $200 for hanging a flag early. She'll make your life hell if you cross her." They'd always thought something was off. Miranda's paperwork was vague, and she got aggressive with anyone who asked too many questions. I heard about Dylan Pierce, a college kid renting next door, asking for documentation. Perfect, I thought. Miranda's authority was already fraying, so I pitched my own tent in the far corner of my property just to make a point. Didn't take long for the sirens to show up. Miranda called the police on me for camping on my own land. The irony, right? Officers asked, "Sir, do you have permission to be here?" Calm as you please, I hand over the deed, tax records, ID. Miranda barrels over, puffed up, waving her documentation. But this time, the cops see through her. "Ma'am, the officer says he owns this land. These records are current. If anyone has permission, it's him." Second cop starts looking over the tents. "Are you charging people to camp on land you don't own?" Miranda starts sputtering, cycling through shades of confusion to panic, but it's over. Her whole operation exposed, and the campers start realizing something's off. But I knew this was just the first round. Someone like Miranda, they don't back down, they double down. Sure enough, over the next 3 days, she goes nuclear official HOA letters accusing me of noise contamination modifications, stuff her own campers caused. Then she finds my employer calling my boss with concerns about my character, all couched in polite, manipulative tones. That's when I dug deeper, found out she'd been disbarred for fraud, lost her law license after billing clients for work she never did. This HOA gig, her last scrap of power. So I baited her. Posted on the community board that the lakefront camping area needed to close for inspections, mentioning lost revenue, hoping the right authority could help fix things fast. Miranda bit hard, racing to reassert her control, getting more desperate and aggressive. Meanwhile, Dylan starts asking the right questions again. Then Saturday comes. Dylan, just trying to camp, asks Miranda, "Could you show me the HOA documentation that gives you authority here? I checked county records." Miranda snaps, rage boiling over in front of everyone, including Tony Rivera, the HOA's own maintenance guy. She loses it, starts screaming, shoves Dylan hard enough he lands in the mud. Dead silence, everyone saw. I step forward, phone recording, tell her she just assaulted Dylan for asking for proof. Police arrive. Tony, honest guy, tells the truth. Campers finally speak up about all her threats, all her shifting fees and intimidation. As Miranda is handcuffed and led to the car, the community erupts relief stories, frustration boiling over into a kind of hope. Dylan becomes a local hero. Tony files his report. My lawyer, Rachel, moves quick civil suits for fraud, criminal complaints, everything. Investigators discover Miranda's been siphoning thousands a year, running a cash business off my stolen property. Her world crumbles. The house goes up for sale. Former allies vanish. She's alone. Dylan's courage sparks a whole reform. The HOA overhauled meetings, packed new rules, new transparency. My mother's garden gets replanted, Dylan helps out, and the community finally feels free again. 6 months later, I sit by the water at sunset, grateful for peace restored, for new friends, for lessons learned. Sometimes the best revenge is letting people expose themselves. Miranda lost everything, her power, her reputation, her freedom. Dylan, once just a kid asking questions, is now the youngest HOA board member fighting for real accountability. You never know how deep a bully's roots go until you dig them up. And you never know how much change you can spark just by standing up and asking the right questions. So what do you think, is justice ever really done? Do you think Miranda's punishment was enough? Or is there more to fix when a whole community's been living in fear? Let me know your take in the comments. Who's right? Who's wrong? What would you have done? And if you believe stories like this matter, hit that like button and share. Because the next time someone tries to steal your peace, maybe you'll remember the truth always wins.